I don't want them to gain another yard. You blitz all night! And if they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm gonna take every last one of you out. You make sure that they remember forever the night they played the Titans. What?
Dallas Cowboys. It's the go team of the senior pros. Let the whole world hear our bugles blow. Stand up. Stampede. Going
You're really old.
How about them Cowboys?
Well. Good afternoon, everybody. Game Time Brian, otherwise known as Game Time Brian, for a while anyway. We're not quite the mailman. We are sitting here on game day. It's not a regular season game day. It's a preseason type game day. And I'm getting a text. Preseason type game day. And we need to know what we're going to watch tonight as far as who are we looking for? What are we looking to see? You're not going to see Dak. You're not going to see D, obviously, because he ain't in camp. You may not even see you might get one series of Tyler Guyton now because he's been anointed the starter. Chuma Edoga out indefinitely. He will be put on the IR with a chance to return at some point during the season. It is a bad toe injury. Don't know. They're not saying ligament damage, but it's at least a break, but it's a serious enough thing that tells me ligament damage. He'll be out multiple months. If anybody knows me, they knows nothing against Tyler Guyton. Chuma Edoga. We need to see Tyler Guyton, but because this is a preseason game and he gets a lot of work, he had 2 practices against the Rams. He ain't going to see much tonight. You're going to see a lot of Matt Waletzko, which these are the type of things you want to see. Who's going to be your swing tackle? Matt Waletzko versus Asim Richards. I think they both make the team. I think guys like Josh Ball are going to get some run. There are some guys on this team that got to go, but this is it. If there's any game, Dak may actually see a little something tonight. There's a chance. I know they're not saying that, but I think Dak might get a series. But, if not, that's fine too. I would give Cooper Rush more of a run just because he needs to be there with the ones not named CD. He needs to be in the offense more, especially if he's going to be the backup. It doesn't seem like Trey Lance is taking that step. So that's just the fact of the matter. So looking forward to it. We will be streaming tonight. We'll be on a primetime fill at 8 o'clock. And then 9:30 on Game Time Brian, where we're going to roll right in. It's going to be a channel member Zoom call. But what are some of the guys? I've already outlined. Edoga is out. Tyler Guyton. See, I'm watching the Chiefs, and Patrick Mahomes is playing. So if Patty Mahomes can play, why can't Dak Prescott? But Matt Waletzko, Asim Richards, who's going to win that swing tackle job? Cooper Beebe got some first-team reps. I still believe it's Brock Hoffman's job, but Cooper Beebe is making big-time strides towards being the starting center. Either way, it's much needed a competition. Iron sharpens iron. You know how that works. But Cooper's definitely making strides as far as center. Trey Lance, we need to see more Trey Lance. Running backs, who's going to separate themselves? We're going to see more of Royce Freeman. He's healthy. Deuce Vaughn will play some tonight. You will see some definite pieces. Looking, I don't know. I kind of think that the Tolbert needs some time. I kind of think that Dak needs a little bit of time. I want to see Hunter Lepke a little bit. Nobody say it a lot. A series or 2 and then get him out. I think you might see that. But I could be totally off base. Look at that Vegas odds here. I want to say you can usually tell. Yeah, Vegas is a 6.5 point favorite. So that tells me Dallas is probably not playing a lot of people. But it'll be interesting. Oh, I'm watching Xavier Worthy just catch a long pass. Is that Worthy, number one? Is that Worthy? Worthy? Yeah, Xavier Worthy is going to be a scary addition. Now, Mahomes just took a hit, though. Is that Worthy? Yep, Xavier Worthy, long catch. Not a touchdown. But Patty Mahomes just got drilled by Detroit's defense. So, very, very exciting that we got pro football. I'm going to leave this channel on all day. And it's not so much about wins and losses. It's just about this is the game. I'm going to be upset if Dak doesn't play a couple of series. I understand CeeDee's not there, but so what? You know, that's what you need. Linebacking. Core is a big deal as far as who's going to fill out the roster. Defensive back. So I'm going to play a little bit of G-Bag Nation. Listen to Brian Broaddus and see exactly. I don't know why it's not doing that. Let's see here. We'll worry about that another time. But all right, let's listen in.
All right, so last hour, I was going through the 5 players that I felt like had the most on the line this week in this game, like the most to gain or lose.
What do you got?
So the guys I threw out there, I said Trey Lance.
Yeah, they need Trey Lance not to throw the ball 40 times this game.
Yeah. Or if he's going to throw it 40 times, actually connect on some of them.
No, I mean, seriously, they don't need him to throw the ball 40 times this game. But you're right. I think Trey Lance, I think they understand what they have in Trey Lance. I really do. I think they understand that they're going to have to work with him.
It's going to
continually have to work with him.
I've got Eric Scott Jr. just with poor performance. They've brought in Andrew Booth. Needs to show up a little bit more. Lost his sponsor.
Eric Scott not looking
Cooper
good,
Beebe, who now is getting an opportunity to actually fight for the center role when we felt like it had kind of been Brock Hoffman's.
Yeah, the Brock Hoffman was running with the ones yesterday.
I got Willie Harvey, who didn't play as well as he's been practicing, so you don't want to develop the reputation as the guy who doesn't carry over his practices. And then the last guy I had was Jalen Cropper, who's played really well, and you got to continue your kind of Dennis Houston path if you want a shot at making this roster. Anybody else that heading into this game you feel like, hey, this is a big game for them?
Yeah, take any running back you want to, I think this is a game, and I think Mike McCarthy, and yesterday, once again, he talked about that Malik Davis is having a really good camp. I know, we were sitting here listening, and I'm like, okay, I trust you here, Coach. But they've got finally all these running backs are healthy. So you have Deuce Vaughn, you have Pete, you have Connor, Freeman. They're all healthy. They need to kind of figure this thing out. And this is why, Bobby, when I was talking about, with Trey Lance, they don't need to throw the ball 40 times this game. If they ran the ball 40 times, I would be more happy than watching Trey Lance throw the ball 40 times. They got to figure out some things up front. I know it's not their starting offensive line, and it's a lot of their backup guys, and I know Cooper Beebe's going to be out there. I mean, he's going to, you can maybe show a little bit of what he could do in the running game, but they've got to figure out something with this running back room. The 3 positions we kind of talked about that they needed to address, they've addressed 2 of them. The defensive tackle spot, the edge spot, and then the running back spot was one that we were thinking about. They need to figure that out right now.
In terms of playing time and getting starters some burn and letting them out there, I mean, we've kind of lost the traditional dress rehearsal game, quote unquote.
Yeah,
where
that's what these scrimmages have been.
Yeah, and so knowing we may not be getting that, is there anybody in particular like, hey, I'd really like it if Tolbert was actually out here in some of these games so we can see some of it carrying over? Is there anybody that you'd really like to see spend maybe a half out there or a full quarter or a few drives? Is there anybody in this game that you're looking for from that respect?
Yeah, if Overshone was completely healthy, that was a guy I would like to really, really see get some burn there. You could take any one of these defensive tackles like a Mozzie Smith You could take him and play him quite a bit, and I wouldn't have a problem with that at all. I think you would actually get something out of this. I'm kind of interested in Chauncey Golston as an edge now. You know, they've moved him from playing from tackle. I'm kind of looking for some backup edges as well.
Yeah.
So those would be a couple of guys. You know what? I really like what I've seen from Bell. Wilson got banged up yesterday with his knee, but he's okay. You know, they've got to figure out some things, like I say, with these corners. But this Julius Wood that made the interception the other day,
Julius
kind
Wood.
of interested in him just because of the fact that he's, you know, you might look at a situation where Wilson, could this safety room be the one that could have the surplus that maybe you can make a trade with?
Right, I've been saying that.
Maybe you can take one of these safeties. If a guy like Julius Wood can cover and be as effective as he is playing against the run, does that allow you to move on from a guy like Wilson? You know, and then Bell be the star.
Hold up. Have I been not talking about Donovan Wilson? Have I been not telling you about who are my assets that I could trade for an actual piece? Donovan's making some decent money, but Donovan also has value. Donovan Wilson is a guy. Eric Scott did have value, but he's playing like shit. Excuse my language. He's playing like doo-doo Brown right now, in my opinion. He needs to go with Dan Quinn, who had to have him. But let's hear. But I've been talking about it. I love Donovan. He helps out with the run game, which is why I don't really want to get rid of him. But we did go out and get Jordan Phillips. I don't think we're done adding pieces. I think we're going to pick up yet another body. We got Jordan Phillips. We got Mozzie, of course, who will not be at the game tonight. Mozzie Smith will not be at the game. He had an allergic reaction. He did not get on the plane. So it is what it is, people. It is what it is. You know, we have Rodgers, you know, the rookie, Denzel Jackson, who I don't know is going to make the team. Maybe hopefully he makes the practice squad. Osa, I would like to have Osa get some plays in, but we'll see. I would like to see some of our first team defense, but Donovan Wilson's a name I was talking about. I really like Dono, but under Zimmer's system, I think you could probably move him. You know, I just do. I think we got a bunch of safeties, but let's listen in
your head. I wouldn't mind for these, like the guys like Carson and those guys, even though Carson, he had his wisdom teeth removed the other day, so I don't know how his availability will be for this game. But I'm kind of interested in this secondary, especially
that's probably why the line is 6.5.
If there's a surplus there, that maybe you can move one of those guys and pick up a guy that you might need, or pick up a draft pick from moving on from one of these guys.
If I know you're doing 14 jobs out there, if you get a free 5 minutes, check out your boy Lombardi from this morning.
What did he do?
He was spitting fire. We got him riled up. He was defending.
Who was he mad at today?
Us.
Sean got him going a little. He kept poking him a little. It was trying to get him going on that.
He was defending Jerry. He's like, stop criticizing Jerry for waiting too long on these contracts or not paying these contracts. And he was fired up.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll go back and give it a listen.
Who do you think was right, probably? Without hearing it, who do you anticipate was right?
No, Mike's never right. Don't. Mike's never right.
Thank you so much for another incredible week, and enjoy this weekend.
Hey, appreciate you, boys. Take care.
So, I don't know. I mean, very curious to see. My hunch tells me Dak's not going to play tonight. There's no Dak, no Zeke, maybe Tyler Guyton for a series or two tops. We need to see Royce Freeman, Deuce Vaughn. We need to see a lot of Malik Davis, Snoop Connor. Some guys that aren't going to make the team. Guys like Josh Butler. I'm very interested to see about Josh Butler. I was high on Josh Butler, but Josh Butler not so much lately. Josh Butler, not so much. So, we're sitting here waiting on CeeDee Lamb, and we're hearing that $33 million is not enough. So, they need, it's getting ugly, people. It's actually getting ugly. $33 million, not enough for CD. He wants more. it's an easy deal to do. Give him a little less than Justin Jefferson. That's why I was surprised when I heard 33, because I know Justin Jefferson's, at 35? Just make it 34 and done. But, listen, I don't like to talk about another man's money, but that's what we do here. We're analyzing what's going on. And, that's just what we are. That's what we're doing. So we're going to see what's going to happen. I'm going to be getting into my schedule predictions coming up this upcoming week. But, yes, we're going to have a fun time tonight. Make sure you come by the channel. We are $24 into our next giveaway. We do have a couple cool items to give away. I got one Dak Prescott bobble. I got some Eagles stuff. Obviously, I got my hats in various colors, and we got more stuff on the way. So we're going to have a lot of fun tonight, starting at 8 o'clock on Primetime Phil, going into live stream 9:30 Game Time Brian, where we watch the Cowboys game and let everybody know our thoughts. It's going to be a lot of backups, kind of ugly, but we're getting closer, people. We are getting closer to the actual football. I'm getting excited. I hope you guys are. There's really only one thing that we need to finish this with. Talk to everybody a little bit. Late.